done a video on this before about Antarctica. It's the same shape of the brain, everybody. Yeah, so I'm just going to go into a bit of a story. As you look at the screen, obviously the human brain. And this is Antarctica. And there's the bit that touches the spinal cord. Now, for thousands of years, man has been recording everything down in ways none of us don't really know, let's say. Because we just tick over life what is. Now, religion, they've put their stuff all over the place in a religious format. So is the system. It goes on. Now, you know all these conglomerates, let's say. Yeah? Now, this is the rabbit hole. The weather control. They've been doing that for years. Or trying to. The control of man. And so on. Now, the weather, you think, what's that got to do with it? You know, the global warming. Do you know why they want you all in panic order? So you then listen to them. Now, we are very, what you call, weather type driven people. Which is obvious. Alright? Now, just say there was another heartbeat of this planet. Because the way the conglomerates, let's say, have mapped out their stuff. And let's say, you know when it's cold, nippy, it affects the mood swings. Us British know that. Seasonal adjustment disorder. Now, when it's miserable, believe you me, it's manipulatingly easier on the negative sides and the controlling sides than it is when it's warmer. Now they can fear drive you into being controlled when it gets warmer, but it doesn't mean it's the end of the planet because the heartbeat of this planet beats. The signals of these planets and from the magnetic variations to the electrostatics of this planet, whatever you want to call it, right, beats in a different way. So if the Antarctica melted, part of the brain is not subdued, whereupon the elites manipulate the people in mass around the weather. Because the atmosphere of the planet... Sorry about that, I got cut off. Anyway, back to the melting of the ice around the brain, the planets of the brain. Well, let's get back to the Antarctica. Yeah, that's the same shape as the brain. Like I said before, religion and all that lot have placed strategic stuff around this planet for reasons we do not know, let's say. What I'm saying is, the reason why they're panicking and trying to brainwash you into the fear of the sun that may be coming through to, you know, because of normal stuff. Because like I say, we were tropical that lot in the UK. Tropical plants and that. As this melts slowly, depending where it melts, or depending how the ice melts and it gets thinner, and so on, the delicacies of life, and everything. Depends then how the weather is, and then how then people are, interact, understand whilst they've been in the cooler times, the temperature and weather, what it does to the human being. These elites, let's say, are the ones using the tools that you have as human beings in this country and the other countries around the world, media and so on, to fear drive you into thinking differently. Now, as this melts, when people aren't in crap weather, yeah, they start feeling better. They do. I've been around the world where I've lived in different countries and you feel a little bit better. You'll go on holidays because you feel a bit better because the weather can get to you. It can also get to you if it's too hot, like I said before. But as this melts, what happens is the elites lose control. And it'll be up to the good people in this blinking world to work the system and the order of people to get through what they have to get through, rather than being manipulated in a psychological, depressive state of sadness. And that's why they're panicking, everybody. Because they'd rather than keep you in panic whilst it's hot and have you controlled like that, then you guys have the freedoms to use your brains again and your enlightenment of the body and how you feel on this planet to then start asking relevant questions as to why. Why make it more miserable on top of the misery of the coolness of the planet? Yeah? And all we've turned out as a country in UK, we are the world's leading child abusing country on this planet. Now, we weather manipulate some wrong. We all know that, don't we, UK? But imagine it being a bit lighter and easier and just a bit more nicer. but they don't want you to have it. They want you to stay in fear whilst you're going through that, because they'll lose control. But the thing is, we'd lose control if we didn't give the order of decency and all the rest of it correct going through those periods. Do you understand? Common sense, logic, disciplines, respect, all that sort of stuff.
When I was a kid, I used to see these trails in the sky all the time, and so that's cool. A jet just went off, and then you started to see a whole bunch of them. And next thing you know, everybody in your neighborhood was fighting and arguing, and you didn't know why. Okay, and you really didn't know why. I mean, everybody was fighting.
Like I say, they want to control you. They want you in fear when it's cold and miserable, and all that lot with floods and stuff like that. That's why the councils don't clear out the drains. It's all designer, everything's designer. Yeah. And then come the summer, they panic you into the heat. And then, overall, they want you to get panicky about global warming. And when you lot start feeling better, because it's lightening up a bit, you might start asking questions about why have they suppressed the lot of you, controlled the lot of you. The lot. It's all to do with directing your wallet a lot as well, controlling you. If they can't do it by these flying things, whatever they do, well, that all helps. They will do it via bullshitting your minds.